Today I'm sharing a message about a possible Earth rift which could have a devastating impact. I'm Ann Tucker, and this is the Spirit Means Business YouTube channel. And if you enjoy seeing channeled messages and other information about spirituality and personal growth, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel using that little button in the corner. So today's message is one that I have been very reluctant to share. I have to be honest. It is not great news. It's really bad news. And I first channeled about this about 2 months ago, and I've been sitting on it because I just, with something like this, I wanted to make sure. I wanted to channel on it, multiple times to see over time if the message changed or if it shifted, right? Or was there anything that we could do to change the outcome of this message? But I've been getting more and more nudges to share this, that not only do they say very blatantly in the message, please share this, but then I like I said, it's just kind of coming from every direction. It's like, share it, share it, share it. So here we go. And like I said, with all channeled messages, this is not a guarantee. This is not absolutely going to happen. This is a potential thing that could happen. The energies are on the planet, and then it depends on what that energy manifests into it. So it could become something entirely different. This message has been consistent for the last couple months. So this looks like there is a possibility this could happen. But there's no absolute guarantee. So let's hope it doesn't. Let's just hope it doesn't happen. And just so you know how I get the message, I am a channel. I channel from the angelic realm. And the way I do that is I raise my consciousness up as high as I can go, and then I go a little bit higher, and then I feel a pressure that comes down over my head. It feels very much like being at the bottom of a swimming pool. It's an intense pressure, and then the messages start. That no channel is 100% clear, that no matter what, as the messages come through, I am still here. I'm still in here somewhere. So I do my best to get out of the way, but just know that whenever you get messages from someone else, that it's very, very difficult to get a 100% clear message. That said, like I said, I try to check for that by channeling multiple times on the same subjects, and I channel over time, and I do all of these different things to try to be as neutral as I possibly can. Okay, so that said, I will go ahead and share the message with you. And like I said, this is about a rift, like an opening in the earth. We would like to share with you what we believe will impact all on earth very soon. It must be opened and discussed to be revealed so that many can be saved from harm. It will be another experience of catastrophic proportions. It will have the opportunity to reveal an inner side to the chambers of the earth. It will open before you. It will be another thing that upsets the economic stability in this time. It will happen when the earth is opened. Economic activity will cease. So they've referred several times back to the fact that there's an economic implication, and I believe this is because all of the stuff that's going on right now with the virus and everything happening, it all is leading us to an economic unwinding, which I think is part of the process of awakening that we're going through. Is that they have to unwind all the systems, right? The caterpillar has to turn into muck before it can emerge as a butterfly. So we have to unwind all of the different systems that are holding us in place where we are right now. And so I believe this sort of wave of things that are happening, they're focusing on interrupting economic activity. So this is a natural disaster that they're describing, but it has an economic impact. So they continue here. There will be a disaster, yes, a type that isn't tracked. It will be seen as a gap, opening, rift, right down the middle, separation, opening in the crust. It makes both sides crumble, much devastation. This will occur when it reaches breaking point in the earth tension. It can happen. It happens near Indian line, near ocean. Rumbles cause disruption, then crack, then opening, and all unfolds. It happens to many. It will appear as if the earth is hollow and they will fall in. It will be massive, much bigger than you are imagining. It could have a devastating effect on the world because it will occur because when it occurs, it leaks gas that impacts the air. It becomes hard to breathe. Many die. It opens. Share it openly. It can be helpful. It becomes a problem for many because there are repercussions. So that was the full first message I received, and obviously I was really upset about that. And so I waited. I sat on it and I waited and I channeled again, and I wanted to give myself time between channelings, not only to sort of to try to come into it from a neutral perspective, but also to see if anything changed. So here are the following messages that I got. The earthquake happens to erupt the gas which flies through the air to be breathed by many, infects, few remain who breathe the poison. It will be potent. It can disperse widely up above in the clouds overhead, jet stream, where it passes freely and lands where the air is heavy. It will be devastating because none know. So this is yet another nudge to me to share this with you guys. So they're really focusing here on the gas. So they're saying that yes, the crack itself is a problem, but the bigger problem seems to be this gas. And this is the part, and I asked them many times, is there anything we can do to prevent this? And they've said this is not a message of solace. There isn't, that it must occur in terms of how things are aligned right now, that in terms of this potentiality, there isn't something that we can do actively to prevent it. But they said that in terms, I asked, what can we do to make it so that people survive? How can people survive this? And they said, it's difficult to survive. It will not be a circumstance with much oxygen. Therefore, others will perish. To be closed off from air is good. They may survive if one does not open air ventilation. It is extreme violence happening without. It can survive some measure by keeping themselves indoors, out of rain, away from air ventilation. Circulate air within their space. Do not breathe outdoors. Do not be outside. Do not go near the gap. Do not look for family. Stay still within the environment you inhabit. Do not change because outside is still toxic. It must be some days. Do not exit. Attempt to breathe only the air recirculated. Stay safe from heat, from ash. You can resume capabilities when there is ample air movement. Wind comes to break free your imprisonment. Travel not far from home. Be indoors. And then they go on to say Turkey, Iran, Syria, Middle East. So when they're talking about it moving through the atmosphere, I'm assuming that means that it would travel in that direction, that it would go up through Turkey, Iran, Syria, Middle East, that way. Anyways, I know that's a super hard message, and like I said, I've been very nervous about sharing this with you guys, and I, of course, naturally, as soon as I got this, I immediately jumped on Google and was checking to see, like, are there fault lines through India? Are there earthquakes in India? And yes, and it's been active lately. As a matter of fact, like just a couple days ago, there was a volcano that erupted in this area, near this area. So it just feels like another nudge to just, you know what I mean, better safe than sorry. Share the message, and if it helps someone, then I'll be really, really glad I did. And let's hope it doesn't happen, right? Let's hope that this is a warning and that it never comes to pass. So anyways, most of the messages that I get from the angels are really positive in nature, encouraging us to look beyond the difficult events of this year and encouraging us to remember that where we're headed in the future is to a really good place, that all of this is leading to an awakening that's going to be really good for all of us, but we need to get through some really difficult things on the way there, and this is the hardest message I've had to deliver. So I think, like I said, let's hope it doesn't happen, and let's do our best to stay positive and to be focused on the future that we're headed towards, because our emotion, our attention is creative, and we do impact what happens on the planet by what we choose to focus on. So let's stay focused on the good that we're heading into as humanity, right? And please do share this message with anyone that you think it could help, right? Anyone, if you have family or friends that live in this area or that know people that live in this area, please don't hesitate to share the message. Thanks so much, and I hope to see you again soon, hopefully with something much easier to say.